From the nation's capital, Monrovia, good morning and welcome to King's Newsroom, the 45 minutes news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of the world. Today is Thursday, October 30th, 2025, and I'm Newton Topa presenting stories we follow this morning. Former Liberian President George Weah's Chief of Office Staff Eugene Langwe dismisses claims suggesting that the ex-Liberian leader is scheduled to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump, says the media report is false and misleading. The Independent Elections Committee of the Reporters Association of Liberia announces Saturday, November 8, 2025, as the official date for the conduct of the association's general elections. IEC Chairperson Frank Martin cautions aspirants to adhere to the association's constitutional requirements or risk disqualification. Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency through the Liberia National Police launches a manhunt for suspended LDA Grand Bassa County Commander Alfred Lackett following allegations linking him to transfer of over US 10,000 for a mobile phone of a suspected drug dealer. Away from Liberia, factors from the paramilitary support forces have executed a number of unarmed people after capturing the Sudanese city of El Fasher, according to the BBC. These are stories we're following here this morning on King's News. But we are taking a very short break. I'll be right back. Thanks for rejoining. Let's now have the news bulletin. The Chief of Office Staff in the office of former Liberian President George Weah, Eugene Langwe, has refuted claims by several media institutions, including Spoon Network. In their speculative reports, the media outlets outlining, including Spoon Network, suggesting that the ex-Liberian leader is scheduled to meet with former and current U.S. President Donald Trump. In a statement released Wednesday, Langwe described the report as inaccurate, speculative, emphasizing that no such meeting has been arranged, either personally or in connection with the former President Weah's ongoing engagements with FIFA. Langwe accused the media outlet of engaging in what he called a political expedition, suggesting that the report was intended to generate public speculation rather than convey verified information. The Chief of Office Staff of the former president clarification comes in response to widespread discussions on social media following Spoon Network's claims that the former president, who currently serves on the FIFA committee, was among a group of international football dignitaries expected to meet with President Donald Trump ahead of preparations of the 2026 FIFA World Cup. The Independent Elections Committee of the Reporters Association of Liberia has announced November 8, 2025 as the official date for the conduct of the association's general elections. The election, initially scheduled for October 25, 2025, was reportedly postponed due to the slow pace of aspirants' registration, among other issues. Speaking to King's event Wednesday, the committee's chairperson, Frank Martin, stated that the decision to extend the election date aims to give all aspirants sufficient time to fulfill the constitutional requirements of the RAL before contesting for any position. According to Martin, all the shortlisted aspirants, including Barclay Canley, Webster Clay, and Blamoto, among others, are yet to complete the required payments, which he emphasized are mandatory prerequisites for participation in the elections, and further caution that any aspirant who fails to meet the association constitutional requirements will be disqualified from the electoral process. Chairman Martin also urged all reporters intending to participate in the upcoming elections to present a valid identification card for a recognized media institution to the Congress Committee beginning October 30th, 2025. The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency through the Liberia National Police has launched a manhunt for suspended LDA Grand Bassa County Commander Alfred Lackey. The action follows allegation linking Commander Lackey to the unlawful transfer of over US 10,000 from a mobile phone of a suspected drug dealer. In a statement issued Wednesday, LDA said the alleged conduct of the officer constitutes a serious violation of the agency's ethical standards and operational protocols. The agency cautioned the public against conducting any business with the suspended commander in the name of the LDA. The LDA at the same time appealed to the public to assist law enforcement authorities with any information that could lead to Commander Lackey's arrest, emphasizing its commitment to accountability and integrity within the agency. Former Bomi County Senator Sandra Johnson has expressed deep frustration and disappointment in the United Party-led government, accusing it of abandoning him and his supporters despite their strong backing during the 2023 general and presidential elections that brought President Joseph Boakai to power. Johnson said he and his supporters made significant sacrifices to ensure the United Party's victory, but have since been neglected by the administration. The former senator lamented the challenges faced by his loyal supporters, many of whom, he said, are struggling to survive after dedicating their time and resources to the United Party's campaign. Johnson also issued a strong warning that he will not support the United Party in the next general presidential elections if the situation remains unchanged. The former senator's comment comes amid growing concerns among United Party allies who believe they have been sidelined since the party assumed office earlier this year. The government of Liberia and the World Bank have reaffirmed their commitment to driving inclusive and sustainable economic growth with a strong focus on job creation, private sector engagement, and resilience building. Speaking at the 6th edition of the Liberia Economic Update held at the Better Casa Hotel in Monrovia under the theme From Stabilization to Inclusion, Pathways to Resilient Growth and Productive Planning. Therefore, Zoo praised the World Bank for its continued partnership and vital support to Liberia's economic transformation agenda. Minister Zoo described the event as an important platform for reflection and forward planning. It emphasized that while Liberia has made significant progress in stabilizing its economy, the next phase must focus on inclusive growth and ensures every Liberian, particularly youth and women, benefit from the nation's economic progress. He highlighted that findings and recommendations of the Liberia Economic Update will be integrated into the national planning processes, including the preparation of National Development Plan and National Budget for 2026, which had been guided by the principles of inclusiveness, accountability, and sustainability. The Deputy Minister for Economic Management at the Ministry of Finance for the call for increased participation of the private sector through public-private partnerships, emphasizing that such collaborations will help stimulate innovation, investment, and job creation. The Deputy Minister also reaffirmed the government's commitment to sound economic management and to ensuring that macroeconomic gains translate into tangible improvements of lives of Liberians through poverty reduction, employment generation, and human capital development. Meanwhile, Mr. Georgia Wallen, the World Bank representative to Liberia, commended the government of Liberia for maintaining macroeconomic stability and for prioritizing inclusive development policies. She noted that the 6th Liberia Economic Update provides crucial insights into recent economic trends and outlined credible recommendations to strengthen resilience and accelerate job creation. The newly appointed ambassador, extraordinary and plenipotentiary to to the Arab Republic of Egypt, Herem Boyman Famule, has officially presented his letters of credence to His Excellency President Abdel Fattah al-Sisi. The ceremony took place at the Presidential Palace in the Heliopolis district of Cairo. Ambassador Famule conveyed warm greetings and best wishes from His Excellency Joseph Boakai, President of the Republic of Liberia, and reaffirmed his commitment to deepening long-standing ties of friendship and cooperation between Liberia and Egypt, which date back to 1957. President al-Sisi welcomed Ambassador Famule and extended his best wishes for a successful tenure. He requested that the ambassador convey his warm greetings to President Boakai and reaffirm Egypt's commitment to strengthening cooperation with Liberia in various fields. The presentation marks the official commencement of Ambassador Formula's diplomatic mission in Egypt and underscores Liberia's continued dedication to advancing mutual cooperation, particularly in education, technical assistance, infrastructure, and capacity building. Following the presentation ceremony, the Liberian embassy in Cairo hosted a public diplomacy reception in honor of Ambassador Family. The Commissioner of Salana District in Broom County, Kamokane, has stressed the need for reconciliation across the country, noting that reconciliation is a pathway for inclusive development. Kane emphasized that following the 2023 general and presidential elections, the district has embarked on reconciliation with opposition political parties, including the Coalition for Democratic Change for Holistic Developmental Agendas. The Brown County Commissioner said it is highlighted in their letters of appointments to foster reconciliation among their citizens, which reflects good governance and unity. Addressing the issue of challenges since his ascendancy as District Commissioner, Kamot Kane highlighted the issue of mobility as a major challenge under his leadership, something he said has caused serious hindrance in reaching out to others as a means of lobbying for the district. Kane alleged that he intercepted an empty cover and an office with only a gavel from his predecessor. He outlined unity, togetherness, land dispute resolutions, and establishment of YMCA office in the district, the provision of land for the construction of judicial complex, the reopening of the Tumutu Agricultural Vocational Training Center, a TVET program under the Ministry of Youth and Sports, are some of the successes achieved under his leadership. That's the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs, and Tourism. Jerry Limepia is leading a three-member dedication to Dubai United Arab Emirates to participate in the UAE Africa Tourism Investment Summit, a major three-day event bringing together 53 African nations, along with 250 investors and policymakers. During the summit's special high-level ministerial roundtable of that's a US $6 billion UAE investment mapping initiative was unveiled, outlining new tourism-related projects expected to generate 70,000 jobs across Africa. At the summit, Liberia presented a comprehensive $5 billion tourism investment package included in the UAE's Africa investment mapping. The package focuses on eco-tourism and heritage restoration, digital transformation, capacity building in tourism and hospitality, marketing and branding, and sustainable transport to boost tourism. The UAE's initiative aims to attract global investors and strengthen public-private partnerships for sustainable development. In a joint statement, Africa tourism ministers commended the UAE for its partnership and successful experience in using tourism to drive investment, diversify economies, and promote sustainable growth across the continent. Massachusetts County District 2 of Representative Jerry Yokpo has reaffirmed his unwavering commitment to fostering unity among residents and advancing developmental initiatives within his district. Speaking during the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of a new district headquarters in District 12, Representative Yokpo described the project as a significant milestone in the administration's effort to strengthen community cohesion and improve public service delivery. It emphasized that the headquarters will not only serve as an administrative center, but also as a symbol of togetherness, bringing citizens closer to their leaders and promoting effective governance. According to him, development can only be achieved when residents are united in purpose and vision. Also speaking at education, Brown County District 3 Representative Marvin Cole pledged his support toward the initiative. He announced a contribution of US $1,000 to assist in the construction of the headquarters. And the National Union of Organization for the Disabled, Peter Flomo, has taken a firm stance regarding the recent protests by individuals living with disabilities at the executive mansion. Addressing a press conference on Tuesday, the union's president Peter Flomo urged all parties involved to immediately halt actions and could lead to harm or misrepresentation, emphasizing that such behavior jeopardizes the one positive image and unity of the disabled community. Flomo did not shy away from condemning the excess force used by the Liberian National Police against peaceful protesters laboring in as violation of human rights. What if you just joining us? A reminder you're listening to King's News Broom, the 45 minutes news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of the world. Stories we're following this morning. Former Liberian President George Weah's Chief of Office Staff Eugene Langbe dismisses claims that suggesting that ex-Liberian leader is scheduled to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump, says the media report is false and misleading. Independent Elections Committee of the Reporters Association of Liberia announces Saturday, November 8th, 2025, as the official date for the conduct of the association's general election. IAC Chairperson Frank Martin cautioned aspiring to adhere to the association constitutional requirements or risk disqualification. Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency through the Liberia National Police launches a manhunt for suspended LDA Grand Bassa County Commander Alfred Lackett following allegations of linking him to transferring over US 10,000 from a mobile phone of a suspected drug dealer. And away from Liberia, fighters of the paramilitary support forces have executed a number of unarmed people after capturing the Sudanese city of El Fasher, according to the BBC. We are taking another short break. When we come back, we'll bring you the voices of the news makers. Welcome and thanks for rejoining. On this development now this morning, the Independent Elections Committee of the Reporters Association of Liberia has announced November 8th, 2025, as the official date for the conduct of the association's general elections. The election initially scheduled for October 25th, 2025 was reportedly postponed due to the slow pace of aspirants' registration, among other issues. Speaking to King's FM Wednesday, the committee's chairperson Frank Martin stated that the decision to extend the election date aims to give all aspirants sufficient time to fulfill the constitutional requirements of the RAL before contesting for any position.
The Constitution provides that the current leadership spent 3 years in power, so we open vacancies for all positions in the association, ranging from the presidency, the vice presidency, the secretary general, the assistant secretary general, and the financial secretary per the Constitution. So we release a statement, if my mind can recollect me better, on September 2, 2025, reach positions that are vacant and given a timetable. But we noticed that some of our colleagues was not complying for the timetables given, so we decided to add additional 10 days. So the elections, by right, should have been conducted the 25th of October 2025, but based on delayed and all out, thing the political maneuvering of the association, so we have decided that the elections be conducted on the 8th November 2025. So I can speak to you and even your listening audience and all journalists across the countries who have been concerned about when the elections will be conducted. November 8th will be the official date election. Some part of last week, we released a statement and mandating all reporters across the country to pay their due, and even contestants in these elections to also pay their due. There are being contesting parties feeling that at this point in like I said, there have been contesting parties on grievances, on issues about due payment. Parties are, contesting that they are unable to pay the due because of the time frame. So we are being in compositions with the press unions of Liberia period leadership to see how best that we can make everything possible for all parties to be satisfied in this process. So we were able to compromise portions of the constitution and talk about due payment. So to allow all reporters to form part of the voting process. The first requirement now is that no one is paying due. Let me make this clear to you. All right. No reporter is paying due. Now, as a reporter, you are only required now to take your voting card. In fact, your institution card. Okay. Instead of Stephen Compton work for King's FM, and then you want to vote in the election. Okay. So what you need to do now is to regularize your status with the association. You have to take your voting card to the PEO headquarters, where the chairman of the Congress Committee, Benjamin Quay Johnson, is seated to do all the tallying of our reporter.
He's the Independent Elections Committee of the Reporters Association Chairman, Frank Martinez speaking. Mashonaland County District 12 Representative Jerry Yokpo has reaffirmed his unwavering commitment to fostering unity among residents and advancing developmental initiatives within his district. Speaking during the groundbreaking ceremony for the construction of a new district headquarters in District 12, Representative Yokpo described the project as a significant milestone in his administration's effort to strengthen community cohesion and improve public service delivery.
Away on the side of division, let us embrace unity and work together for the common good. Let this project inspire every community in District 12, from JJY to Swaga Island, from Kasari Boulevard to Kadoma. That togetherness, we can achieve the greatest. As your representative, I reaffirm my unwavering commitment to this development, to transparency, and to people-first leadership. This is not just my duty, it is my solemn promise to the people of this earth.
Also speaking at the occasion, Broom County District Number 3 Representative Marvin Cole pledged his support toward the initiative. He announced a contribution of US $1,000 to assist in the construction of the headquarters.
I want to listen. I don't know if are we doing groundbreaking yet? You have got permission for public work to get a sign for do groundbreaking. Public work are approved. Hello. We go do groundbreaking. The person got they got to approve it. What kind of the law that say on go do groundbreaking you got to approve it? But you know, we want to be grateful to the political leader. The man has spoken, and we honor him. So on Saturday morning, I will give $1,000 US as my personal contribution. This coming Saturday. So this coming Saturday, I will make $1,000 US available for the Jerry Yokpo as a personal contribution. Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. At this time, we for our Luther colleagues from Bapelu County.
Broom County District 3 Representative Marvin Cole. Earlier, you heard the voice of Mashonaland County District 12 Representative Jerry Yokpo. Former Broome County Senator Sandra Johnson has expressed deep frustration and disappointment in the Unity Party-led government, accusing it of abandoning him and his supporters despite their strong backing during the 2023 general and presidential elections that brought President Joseph Boakai to power. Johnson said he and his supporters made significant sacrifices to ensure the Unity Party's victory, but have since been neglected by the administration. The former senator lamented the challenges faced by his loyal supporters, many of whom, he said, are struggling to survive after dedicating their time and resources to the Unity Party's campaign.
Support United Party that if I want to work for this government, if I want to provide or I want to do a contract for the government, you must deprive me. No, I suffered. I went through hell. I went to the people. I was in bombing, Senator Tyler and I. We were 3 months in the bushes. See, this is spent millions of dollars. We didn't have money to spend. We want to convince our people to vote for President Parker. He alone will not do it. So if you don't protect my interest, you know, so I should only wait all that when you guys are coming now. Then you call me, help no. Another child. I got supporters. They have to survive. You don't want to help them. But I should be saying that I'm for my land. I said the Josie Rescue Mission standing 2020 now. I said I will not support Unity Party in 2029. Let me repeat. I will not repeat it. I will not support Unity Party in 2029. Sando Dazo Johnson making the statement. I've said it. Those that have ears have heard it. I'm sure the president have heard it. I'm sure his vice president have heard it. I did it only for President Parker. Only. And I will not go beyond that. Nobody else behind them that I will support. Help me.
But will you support someone in 2029?
I just told you that the same. Will you support someone? Definitely. If I conclude with CMC, I will support them. Period.
He is former Broom County Senator Sando Johnson there speaking. What if you just joining us? A reminder you're listening to King's News, run up 45 minutes news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of the world. Today is Thursday, October 30th, 2025, and I am Newton to represent stories we're following this morning. Former Liberian President George Weah's Chief of Office Staff Eugene Language dismisses claims suggesting that the ex-Liberian leader is scheduled to meet with U.S. President Donald Trump, says the media report is false and misleading. Independent Elections Committee of the Reporters Association of Liberia announces Saturday, November 8, 2025, as the official date for the conduct of the Association General Elections. IEC Chairperson Frank Martin cautions aspirants to adhere to the association's constitutional requirements or risk disqualification. Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, through the Liberia National Police, launches a manhunt for suspended LDA Grand Bassa County Commander Alfred Lackett following allegations linking him to the transfer of over US $10,000 from a mobile phone of a suspected drug dealer. And away from Liberia, factors from the paramilitary support forces have executed a number of unarmed people after capturing the Sudanese city of El Fasher, according to the BBC. These are stories we're following here this morning on King's News Broom. We are taking another short break. When we come back, we continue with more voices on the program. On this one, the government of Liberia and the World Bank have reaffirmed their commitment to driving inclusive, sustainable economic growth with strong focus on job creation, private sector engagement, and resilience building. Speaking at the safe edition of the Liberia Economic Update held at the Belle Casa Hotel in Monrovia under the theme From Stabilization to Inclusion, Pathways to Resilient Growth and Productive Jobs, Deputy Minister for Economic Management at the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning, Dofo Zuo, praised the World Bank for its continued partnership and vital support to Liberia's economic transformation agenda. Minister Zuo described the event as an important platform for reflection and forward planning. It emphasized that while Liberia has made significant progress in stabilizing its economy, the next phase must focus on inclusive growth and ensure every Liberian, particularly youth and women, benefit for the nation's economic progress. He highlighted that the findings and recommendation of the Liberia Economic Update will be integrated into national planning and processes, including the preparation of the National Development Plan and National Budget for 2026, which have been guided by the principles of inclusiveness, accountability, and sustainability.
I want to say thanks to the World Bank, which is our major partner and major contributor to our development program in Liberia. To be specific, World Bank is also co-chairing the economic transformation bill of the ARD, and I'm so pleased that at this moment we are looking at an instrument that actually represents the performance of our economy, looking at the view from the World Bank. On behalf of the Minister of Finance, Honorable Big Gafon, we want to extend our thanks and appreciation to the team at the World Bank, the technical team that produced this report, which is very much informative and more data-driven. It's also looking at us more like in the clinical section as the manager of the economy. We want to appreciate you, particularly Wadi and Gwen. I know whenever we talk about the technical numbers in Liberia, we sing about the World Bank and the IMF. I know our other partners are there, but what comes from these two institutions also represents the rest of the world. Looking at the snapshot of your report, we want to say that as a country and the manager of the economy, with the keynotes, looking at some successes and challenges as we're looking at it. One thing we want to say clearly, which will be coming out during our panel discussion, is that we are doing everything within our efforts as a country to sustain the growth. We are also pleased to look at the title of the report, which is very much key, from stabilization to inclusion, articulating the vision from the president to say a race agenda for inclusive development. To make our growth more inclusive, it means that all of the sector have to be involved, and with citizen participation, that is very much key. As I look at the report, I'm glad that our growth number remains strong. At the same time, it's important to know that one of the major challenges that the country faces have been the issue of economic governance and political governance, which your report has outlined clearly that there's a rich job growth opportunity for us as a country, which we will take it into consideration as we plan for our fiscal year 2026. I'm also glad to know that our poverty rate is kind of moderate, meaning that much needs to be done. On the south side of this report, I want to say on behalf of the Minister of Finance and Development Planning to urge and encourage our Liberian private sector. I don't want to be specific, but to encourage you to say we need you as partners.
Meanwhile, Josh Wallen, the World Bank representative to Liberia, commended the government of Liberia for maintaining macroeconomic stability and prioritizing inclusive development policies. She noted that the Safe Liberia Economic Update provides crucial insights into recent economic trends and outlines actionable recommendations to strengthen resilience and accelerate job creation. She underscored that the World Bank's partnership with Liberia over the next 5 years will concentrate on building the foundations for more and better jobs, supporting institutional and strengthening human capital development and private sector-led growth through forthcoming country partnership framework.
Environment and strengthening public-private coordination. And finally, expanding labor participation through skills with focus on youth and gender-focused interventions that also engage Liberia's women. These measures can change the game and help position Liberia for more productive, job-rich growth and improve resilience to future shocks. A multi-stakeholder collective approach will also be key for achieving these objectives. Over the next 5 years, World Bank Group partnership with Liberia will focus intensively on building foundations for more and better jobs. And we look forward to launching the new CPF, Country Partnership Framework, next month. We hope the Liberian Economic Update can help to inform our collective efforts to tackle Liberia's job challenge and unlock opportunities for future generations and future progress. It will take all of us working together. And so we're so grateful that you have taken your time to join us today here in the room and also.
She's Georgia Wallen, World Bank representative to Liberia. Earlier, you heard the voice of Deputy Minister for Economic Management and the Minister of Finance and Development Planning, Dopo Zoe. And away from Liberia, Fighters from the paramilitary support forces have executed number of unarmed people after capturing the Sudanese city of El Fasher. New videos analyzed by BBC Verify show the RSF, which has engaged in brutal war with the Sudanese armed forces for more than 2 years, seized a key military base in the city over the weekend after an extended siege. Several videos have since emerged showing men wearing military uniforms and some with what appear to be RSF patches carrying out extreme acts of violence around El Fasher. The UN's Sudan coordinator said he had received credible reports of summary executions in the city during an interview with the BBC on Wednesday. The BBC Verify has approached the RSF for comment. Abdullahi, an advisor to the paramilitary, denied the ghost fighters were targeting civilians in an interview with the BBC on Monday. Sudan has been ravaged by war since the conflict broke out in 2023, prompted by the collapse of SAF and RSF fragile within coalition. Meanwhile, more than 150,000 people have died across the country and about 12 million have fled their homes since then. Speaking to BBC Radio, Denise Brown, the UN Sudan coordinator, said she had received reports of executions against unarmed men in particular since the RSF entered the city. On that notice, I would like to go home this morning on this edition of the program King's News, a 45 minutes news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and the rest of the world. But just before we go home, let's remind you of stories we're going to follow. Former Liberian President George Weah's Chief of Office Staff, Eugene Langley, dismisses claims suggesting that the ex-Liberian leader is scheduled to meet with President Donald Trump. Says the report is false and misleading. Independent Elections Committee of the Reporters Association of Liberia announces Saturday, November 8, 2025 as the official date for the conduct of the association general elections. IEC Chairperson Frank Martin cautions aspirants to adhere to the association constitutional requirements or risk disqualification. Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency, through the Liberia National Police, launches a manhunt for suspended LDA Grand Bassa County Commander Alfred Lackett following allegations linking him to transfer of over US 10,000 from the mobile phone of a suspected drug dealer. Away from Liberia, fighters from the paramilitary support forces have executed a number of unarmed people after capturing the Sudanese city of El Fasher, according to the BBC. These are stories we follow here this morning on King's News Broom. I would like to say many thanks to all of our reporters, correspondents, and news editors who have been making this package. Our sources better still. Join us this afternoon at 1 o'clock. We will be here with another splendid edition of the program. My name is Newton Tupper. I presented this edition of the program. Thanks for listening and watching. Good morning.